Welcome to Coach's Corner with Coach Eric Strothers.
Hi, I'm Katina Rankin. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner with Coach Eric Strothers.
I'm Eric Strothers, and I'm excited to have one of my favorite players in the studio today, Cameron Woodall. Before I let him speak, I'm just going to tell you a small story about Cameron Woodall. When I was at Mississippi Valley, I was recruiting him at Raymond High, very special talent, won state title. And one thing that I like about Cam, he's very respectful, and he's very humble. When I recruited him, and his mom and his grandmom did a great job on it. I want to just give them their props for raising a great young man. And at this time, Cam, I just want you to come in and just tell me. I want tell the audience a little something about you and what you did for Tougaloo basketball. Just give us some background, and then tell us what you did for Tougaloo basketball this year.
My name is Cameron Woodall, and I went to Raymond High School. I'm actually from Jackson, but I came in to Tougaloo promising coaching them a championship actually before I even committed when I was coming from Grambling.
Love confidence.
So we had sat down and talked, and he had asked me, he said, are you ready? Are you ready? He asked me like 3 times, are you ready? I said, yes, I'm ready. He said, you gonna come put in the work? And I said, yes, sir. But throughout that time, we had our ups and downs. You know, we all gonna have that. But through it all, he had my back.
Through it all. Take me to church. But I would like to know more about these ups and downs. Tell me a little about that.
I forgot which game it was, but we was at Philander. We got into it bad. But,
He laughing.
We had got into it bad. He saved me in the first half, and we went into the locker room. We made eye contact like we couldn't stand each other. But before I went out, he grabbed me, and I told him, I'm sorry, coach, my bad. So we went back out, and I did everything he wanted me to do, and we won the game.
Touches my heart.
Yeah, I mean, he's up and down, like most kids, but I was able to manage Big Cam. Big Cam, you just got to manage him. You got to know when he's up, you got to know when he's down, you got to know what to say to make him a really, really good player. And one thing that I like about Big Cam, he played with force. And that's the kind of force that I played with when I played. He played with good force. He's got a good IQ of basketball. You got a guy like that at his size, what he could do to get to the rim, run, and we used to love to throw him alley-oops. And man, he made the crowd exciting.
As the girls would say, so cute. That's why we were coming to watch.
So players, they had scout report to stop him. They did things to stop Big Cam. And I just like to say, Big Cam, I enjoyed coaching you, and I enjoyed watching you play this year. And I appreciate you coming to Tougaloo and playing for me, because you're a high major. You're a high major player. Anybody, you could play anywhere. But I appreciate you coming to Tougaloo and playing for me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Tell me what it was that you saw in Coach Strothers that made you want to come to Tougaloo.
Faith.
Come on with it.
Faith. He like I said, when we were talking in coach's office, it was plenty of coaches called to him and told him that we don't want Cameron because of his attitude. But he took faith in me and took me in, and we did what we wanted to do.
So it was teachable moments. It was training.
Very, very teachable, and he can go back. I have Cam for 2 years, and I tell you, you talking about he gonna always say no sir, yes ma'am. He gonna be real respectful, and he's a good kid, and I think good things happen to good kids. His personality is, and he's the type of person that likes to help everybody. I said, Big Cam, you got to help yourself sometime.
You do.
He want to help everybody, and I talked on my first segment with you, Katina, and I talked about him going out helping me recruit, and he goes out and he tell kids, he gonna tell kids, oh, Coach Strothers, he mean, he tough. I really don't like him sometimes, but come play for Coach Strothers.
I've never seen you be mean.
Well, come to my practices.
Okay.
All right, come to my practice. And Big Cam will tell you, even though I always tell all the guys, I can't treat them all the same, but I can be fair, and they respect me being fair with them. So Big Cam can tell you, I'm fair. Now, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
which is
playing hard and doing what I'm asking you to do, you're gonna play. If you're not doing what I'm asking you to do, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna ride the bench. And they know that and they respect that.
And I saw that in a
Yeah.
couple of games. And I was like, why take Cam out of the game? Wait, I came to watch Cam.
Yeah. So, I said that, one thing I like to do, I like to win.
Me too.
And I recruit high major players so I can win. Everybody said, well, Coach, you did a great, no, I did a great job recruiting. I recruited kids like Big Cam that came to play for me. If I don't have Big Cam, I'm going to win the championship. So I understand that. So right now, that's what I'm doing now. I'm out, I'm recruiting, and I just want to get to some of the moments that we had this year with you, Big Cam. I just want you to talk about some of the moments that made you happy when we played this year, when you played this year at Tougaloo.
Most of my moments was when I was actually sitting on the bench. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had discipline right now.
What did it feel like to be benched, knowing that people are watching, you have fans, you have family, you have friends? What did it feel like being on that bench when you know that you wanted to be in the game?
I was mad. Like, I was mad not coming to practice, not talking to coach for 2-3 days, but in the long run, he been where I'm trying to go. So I know I'm going to need discipline on every level it is. So like I say, with him benching me, now I look at it, I say, okay, he's trying to show me self-discipline and respect. So I took it and ran with it. So I'm trying to further my career.
Okay.
Well, and you look at the stats and the statistics. He played about 21 minutes. He averaged about 21 minutes for me in a 40-minute game, but he had double-figure points and double-figure rebounds. He averaged that. So just the production that he gave me within the minutes that he played is outstanding. And you look at that, and you just look at the caliber player he is, the caliber person he is. You're gonna have a championship team. And we talked about, and Big Cam can tell you, we talked about the 2 Ds, discipline and defense, and we used that this year. And I can go back to the last game of the season. We was playing Rust, and man, just to see him dominate that game, it was a beauty. All I had to do was just the first half. He just came and he just dominated the game. I think he had 29 and 14 or something like that. I was just looking at it, and that was at the end of the season. I saw him improving and growing. And we always talk about development, and we want to look at the development of all our players. And when I brought him in, I looked at the development that he had, and you want to have development when you bring players in. You want to know where he's at this stage, and did he improve while he was under me? I think he did a great job at improving while he was under me.
Tell me something that he improved at.
Well, he improved in getting to the basket. He improved his shooting. He improved definitely his defense. That's one thing I was on him about a lot, because he liked to reach a lot. So he understand not to reach, and his defense improved, made us a better team. And then his leadership and his character really took over. And that was one thing that I was counting on this year from Big Cam, his leadership and his character. And I'm going to let him talk about some of his leadership and some of his character that he did for me this year.
Well, most of the time, like, the locker room be dirty. I get all the basketball players put in the group chat, come clean the locker room. And when I feel like when some of my teammates are down, I go get them. Like, sometimes my coach and mama tell me my heart too big.
Yeah.
So I help people too much.
They tell me the same thing. Keep doing it.
Yeah. So whenever Coach Scrut down, we go make sure he good. Whenever just like something happened, tragedy happened in my life, Coach Scrut made sure I was good, and I respect him to this day. But he always stayed on me about they look up to you, even though I didn't see it. But he was like, prime example. I do something, or I talk back. It's Tony, I call my twin, my little brother. He'll do the same thing. Like, hold on, Tony.
He has the cutest little smile.
We can't do that. And then I talk to Coach Scrut, I'm like, okay, I see what you mean, man. So I go correct there with Tonyo. I tell Coach Scrut, we sorry, and that'll be it.
I want to talk about this, and I know that it could be a little touchy, meaning that it could really touch your heart. But when we talk about leadership, I want people to know the leadership that you have, because you were able to turn pain into purpose. And a lot of people may not know that while you were playing, and putting up with this bully of a coach because he's tough. He is a bulldog. You lost somebody in your family,
Yeah, man.
and you were still able to play. Tell me about that.
I lost my little brother, Omarion Walker. He got killed in gun violence. And I just talk to him every night, and he'd be like, do that for me.
What did you do when you first got the news that you had lost a brother?
Cry.
Where were you?
My girlfriend house.
Mm-hmm. And it's okay to be emotional. Real men cry. Yeah, real men cry. What was the feeling like, Cam? Because I have 2 older sisters, and I still have them. Take your time. And this is what I love about him, because when I interviewed him before,
Oh yeah.
he was able to go into the locker room and sit and reflect,
Right.
but then he was still able to be a leader.
That's the big heart I was talking about.
Yeah.
You know, he cared about everybody, and he get emotional. And but good players are emotional players.
Real men are emotional.
Yeah, I like real men and real players that get emotional. Cause this year was all about emotions. You know what I'm saying? Big Cam, you know, he brought his emotions every day to practice. He brought his feelings there, and I like that. You know, when you get that kind of energy from your players, then that make you wanna have the same emotion. You wanna have the same energy.
Right.
And that's what I like.
Okay, give me your hands. So, we're going to highlight your brother and not the pain that came from it. So, can you tell me what you absolutely loved about him?
Yeah, I want to play one-on-one.
Okay, and how was he in one-on-one? Who was better? How tall was he, by the way?
He was like 6'2",
He was 6'2", and you are?
6'9".
Okay, so who was really winning?
Me?
Okay, but he thought that he could outplay you?
Yeah, man.
So tell me about that, taking that and using it on the court when you were playing with Tougaloo.
Just determination to make him happy.
Yeah, yeah. What makes you happy?
Making everybody happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And Katina, that was part of what I was saying in one of my other segments about my platform this year is about love. You know, I want to spread love through Tougaloo Nation, but just the Jackson community. We need to stop this gun violence stuff. And you know, we losing too many of our young kids and young men, black young men especially, to gun violence. And then you got a situation where they in jail or they in the ground. And we got to do more. I think our leaders got to come out and do more. I'm gonna do my part as a coach. I want to come out and I help Big Cam through this situation. But we talked about stopping the violence. We even have a team camp that we run every year now at Tougaloo that's called Team Camp Stop the Violence. And that's what we want to stop the violence, not just only in Jackson, Mississippi, but in the world. We got to stop letting our young youth take each other's lives. And we got to get to a better place. And I just want Big Cam to let him know that he's not playing for me now no more, but I'm still here for you. And I want you to know that. So when you need somebody to lean on, I want you to be able to come lean on me. Not only that, if you can't lean on me, better go lean on Coach Billups, Coach Neal, but other people in the community. And we got to start using this community as a platform to build our young men up. And that's what we got to do.
Yeah, and you can lean on me now too. How about that?
Yeah, man.
Okay. You know, but again, I just want to go back to the leadership style, and it really takes men of character to be able to do that. So you have a lot of character at a young age, and you know, it's an adage, and people say it a lot, but anytime you can take a test and turn it into a testimony, you've got something. If you can take some mess and turn it into a message, then that heart of yours is worth it, because it's not about us. And I want to pause and say this too, to the fans. This is why you don't know what's going on in these players and these coaches' lives. So while you're being hard on them on the court, you don't know what they're pushing through and white knuckling through to make you happy and to make your school look good. So I want you to keep that in mind next time. And I'm so proud of you for sharing your story, because a lot of men wouldn't have been able to do it. And again, real men cry. It's the ones that don't cry and hold it in that I'm concerned about, because it does more damage than good. What's next for you, Cam?
Trying to get to the NBA.
Yeah, I saw a little post about that. Let's chat about it. And you and Coach know more about this than I do. Because I barely know what a travel is.
But go ahead, tell them about your plans. Tell them what you're doing now to prepare yourself to get to the next level, and what we did at Tougaloo to prepare you to get to the next level.
At Tougaloo, conditioning, discipline, respect, character on and off the court, and we train every day. He pushes us every day, if we like it or not. So after the season, he told me, he just said it before we started. He said, "You're gonna work out more when you ain't with me." So I work out every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I'm trying to get there. Then I got a couple camps coming up. Then I go to Vegas on the 10th through the 14th for the NBA combine stuff. So I'm trying to make it up there, so I can come back and help Coach Scrut with the team, you know, supply gear and everything like that.
Last time I talked to you, and for those at home, we're doing a documentary on the team, a year of first, and all of their historic wins because they broke 4 records under our first-time head coach. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, thank you.
But when I talked to you then, you were saying that you wanted to play with Ja Morant, and Ja has been in some trouble. Do you still want to play for Ja, play with Ja, or you still want to play for the Grizzlies?
Yes, man, I still want to play with him.
Tell me about it.
I feel like I could be a better friend, and not saying his friend not for him, but I feel like I could tell him, even if he don't like it, don't do that. Don't show him. Okay, it's okay if you have it, but don't show him you bigger than what you are now.
Do you think you have a weakness?
No, man.
What's your biggest strength? Your heart?
My heart and words.
Yeah, I can see that. Coach?
Well, I just, you know, like I say, when I was recruiting him, and you know, when I was at Valley, and I kept recruiting him, you know, as he moved through all the places that he went, I just wanted him to play for me because I just felt he had something special. He comes with something special, you know. Athletic ability, yes, but his character and the way he helped people, I think he got a special ability, and I love that about him. That's why he's one of my favorite players, and you know, he's gonna always be a part of my family. You know, I have my family staying, you know, Jackson State, Mississippi Valley, now Tougaloo. So if you play for me, you're always under my family, and we here. And if somebody can help him that was in my family at Jackson State, he's gonna help him because we all in the same family. And that's what I want all the kids to know that play for me. I don't care, when you leave me, we still family.
Yeah. I asked you during that recording for the documentary, I asked you, what is discipline? And you said character.
Yeah, well, discipline is character, but I always say character is what you do when no one's looking. And you know, and that Coach Stoglin used to say that all the time. He say, "What would you do when no one's looking?" And I think that's what Big Cam. I think he'll do the right thing when no one's looking. I think we got to get all our young men at that point. Character is the biggest thing. And then, you know, and then, like I say, I take my hat off to his mother and his grandmother, the job they done with him. Because you don't get a kid that got that much talent, that much heart, to have that much respect for people. Not just for me, he gonna do it for everybody. And he was just one of my leaders. And for 2 years, he done a great job for me, you know. So I wish I had him back for the
I bet you do.
I wish I had him back for another year. But we know we got to let them go, and they got to go on with their life. And hopefully you'll go off, Big Cam, and you learn something, and you do a really, really good job at the next level, or whatever level you're doing, or whatever you're doing. You do a very good job, and I'm here for you.
I want to give you a chance to honor your mother, since women are very important.
Yeah,
One, so I know. But I want to give you a chance to honor your mother. Tell me about your mother.
She's a wonderful lady. She, since we were little, she did everything for us. No matter if it was her last dime, her and my grandmother. Maddie Martin, comedian brace.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't even be here right now.
Tell me about Granny.
Granny tough too. She tough too, but I know everything they do is from the heart, so they make sure that I have the best.
Yeah.
Something that they didn't have when they were younger.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
NBA, helping people, trying to give back to Jackson.
Is that really important to you?
Yeah, man.
Why?
I sit down and talk to my mom every day. I tell I'm ready to get to the NBA, not for the fame. I really want money so I can get back to the homeless people, you know, do for people who ain't really got nothing.
What if you don't make it?
I'm gonna still do my best for them.
Love your spirit.
Like I say, them the kind of players you want to play for you. You know, guys like Big Cam, and definitely, you know, last year he helped me with my camp, and all the kids they were trying to figure out why he wasn't back helping this year. And they was looking for you, Cam, because you've done a great job, and the kids love him. If you see him dunk one time, you'll come back to see him. You know, I was telling you, you know, they pay for things like that. The way he can jump and dunk, and the way he can play with force. You know, people pay money to watch that.
Yeah. They do.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you want to share with me? What don't I know about Big Cam that nobody gets to see?
Playful.
Are you? How playful are you, Cam?
Too.
Give me some examples.
Well, every time I look up, I ain't got to, if I'm somebody laughing or joking or playing in practice or something, I know Big Cam got something to do with it.
Okay.
You know, he lead the play, he lead play, he's real playful. All the guys know Big Cam play a lot. So I sometimes had to put him out of practice because he plays too much. So
Sounds like me. They try to put me out of the studio.
Yeah, so I just tell, hey Cam, just go on out of practice. I'll see you tomorrow. And then he'll come back. Coach, I apologize for playing so much.
Oh.
But, you know, that's just his personality. And, you know, some coaches try to take kids' personalities. I don't try to take my kids' personality. I try to, I manage them, but I don't take them. So Big Cam know I manage his personality. I did not try to take his personality. I know I let him be Big Cam.
Did
Yeah, man.
Okay. Don't say it because he's here, because I got your back. I put him up. I'll find him for you.
Yeah.
I got you.
He did. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I learned, you know, as being a player, you got to let players be players.
Because you were a player.
I was a player, and then you can't take their personality because that's what they play on. They play on their emotion. They play on their personality. So I learned as assistant coach. I had been an assistant coach for so long. I learned how to manage guys and manage their personalities. And Big Cam can tell you it wasn't no different when I was assistant coach. It wasn't a big difference as me being the head coach. We just practiced a little different, and that was all. And you might want to share, you know, me as being your assistant coach, and then coming back the next year as being your head coach.
You a hard assistant coach and head coach.
Really? Really? Just mean.
Sometimes he'll come in there, we'll be like, what's wrong, Coach Script? And we'll get to doing something, y'all ain't doing it right. Then somebody say something back, you wanna go? You wanna leave? You wanna go home?
Oh, okay. He puts you out.
But then everybody, like, they'll come over there and be like, why he wanna put me out? I don't know. But you know, I'm playing, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I say, he don't mean nothing bad, though. You gonna be bad.
I want to talk about you. You talked about Antonio twice when I interviewed you. Was that your favorite?
Oh my God.
That's your guy? Why is he your guy?
We play just alike. That's my guy. Like, our same mentality is just alike. Like, Tonio, he'll come up to me. Like, Tonio, I call him he my little brother, but he'll come up to me like he my big brother. Like, you not doing this right. What you doing? And I always listen to, even if you under me or older than me, I'm always listen. Because you might be right about something that I'm wrong about. So he had the determination to come up to me and say, you're not doing it right. And I'd be like, I got you, come on down, I got you. And then we'll fix it.
I love it. I'm honored that you gentlemen decided to have me on today. I feel like I'm sitting in the presence
Well, we honored for you to be here
of
and be in the
greatness.
middle of us.
Oh, okay. You usually, okay.
But just go back to some of the things that we did. Like I'm big on nutrition. You know, I drink a lot of water, so they know they not gonna drink drinks and pops and sodas and stuff. But the other thing I'm big on, I don't let them wear earrings. I don't let my player. And as soon as he came in, he was like, "Take them earrings out," because he
I
know.
heard you.
Yeah, he know and you gonna have your pants pulled up. You know, one thing, if you gonna play for me, now I don't have nothing against earrings, and he'll tell you some of my best friends wear earrings, but you can tell I don't have earrings, and it's about.
You have holes for earrings?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's about representing yourself in a good way, in a good light. So I say, if you ain't playing, don't come in my gym with earrings. So they know they don't come in my gym with earrings. They can wear them to class. But anything team function, you're gonna have your pants pulled up with a belt on, and you're not gonna have earrings, and you're gonna look like a decent human being.
I love it. And I love the fact that you tuned in to watch. I can't wait until next week until we find out who's in Coach's Corner. I'm Katina Rankin.
I'm Eric Strothers, and wait till you see who I have on next in my Coach's Corner.